'Twas the night before Christmas at DarcBall HQ. Not a creature was stirring, except for two dudes. The mics were both pointed straight at their faces, as they tried to make jokes that were not super racist. Marc sips a coffee as he sits in his chair, and Dan in his fleece is fixing his hair, when up from the roof there arose such a clatter, and they jumped to their feet to see what was the matter. They looked out the window, and what did they see? Some cunt on the roof. Wait, that cunt is Jeshwari. He yelled,
"Hey, listen up, it's the Christmas episode!"
Then he slipped off the roof and onto the road. An ambulance came and scooped him up fast. What a shit start that was to this Christmas podcast.
It's Christmas! Hot dog, baubles, sandbags, drain pipe.
Christmas, presents, uncle,
brothers. Christmas! It's Christmas, Dan!
What a bad start.
Christmas!
It is. It's here again.
It's the Christmas episode.
It's the most Christmassy time of the year.
It is. It's the most dark-balliest time of the day.
This is going to be great. We've had our not-so-Halloween episode, and now we're doing a full episode.
Yeah.
Christmassy.
Christmas, like, we thought, let's do a Halloween episode, make it a bit spooky. And what we did is sort of every now and then vaguely mention Halloween. But this time we're going balls deep on Christmas,
We're delivering.
We're going balls deep on Christmas. So the first thing I want to talk about with related to Christmas is we went to see a pantomime the other day.
Oh, how was that?
Shite.
I thought it would have been. There's never been a good pantomime, has there?
Well,
is it pantomime or pantomime?
I think it's mime, isn't it?
I don't know. Do they both mean different things?
Pantomime and pantomime.
Yeah, I think
no, because I think only one of those. I think only one of those words exists, and I think you're either saying it wrong or right.
Well, I was thinking one of them. It's a show put on at Christmas by all the Chilean miners. You know, the ones that came out of that hole.
Put a jacket on.
And then the other one, it's completely silent because they're all miming.
Pantomime. I'd pay to see a pantomime full of them Chilean miners. Love them guys. Absolutely love them. I liked them before they were stuck though.
Before it was cool.
Yeah.
Before it was chilly.
So the thing is, obviously we took Flaniel, you know, because it's for kids, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I hated every fucking second of it. Well, not every second. There's some jokes in there for adults as well, you know, that were a bit sort of, you know, a bit funny here and there. And what I really hate the fact that though is that this kid's pantomime is that there's loads of kids there,
right?
And obviously the people on stage are doing their best to air quote act end air quotes, and you've just got kids shouting everywhere, kids shouting. It's fucking stupid random shit.
They're just
no need for it, kids. Shut the fuck up. They've got a job to do. Let them get on with it. Leave them alone.
Do you have no respect for artistic integrity? These people have put time and effort into acting this badly for your benefit.
Speaking of respect, I respect the director or the casting director's decision for this pantomime / mine. Because Cinderella, the one we went to see, Prince Charming, the actor who played him, and I respect this decision. I respect the decision to have an actor play Prince Charming who had a very bad speech impediment.
Please do an impression.
So we would always sort of refer to Cinderella as Princess.
I thought you was going to say Cinderella.
There was little bits, you know, of that, like of all different kind of bits of words he couldn't say.
Do you think it was?
I was thinking he's Prince Charming. He can't even say fucking Cinderella.
Do you think it was a decision that was made for him to do that?
Or thing is, he's not the best singer I've ever heard. Because my thinking was maybe they've looked past the speech impediment. because he's so good at everything else, but he's not. He was middle of the road at everything else. And he didn't even have that much of an impressive bulge, which is what I look for. When I took
really tight pants.
Well, I took Sophie to see the ballet once at the auditorium, Swan Lake, and I tell you what, some of them Russian people there packing, mate.
They got them.
Honestly,
they got them panto penises.
It looks like they were keeping their lifetime supply of beetroot down their pants. What's all they eating? It beetroot potatoes. But yeah, so he didn't have a big package. He was he was an all right dancer. He was an all right singer. So I just don't get. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was good looking, but I mean, apart from the fact that his bottom jaw was a bit bigger.
Discriminate, can they?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's not nice to make fun, but I mean, his job is literally to talk on stage in front of a massive crowd. Why pick someone who can't do that?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like saying, who are we going to have to represent England at in Olympic tennis this year? Let's pick Armless Dave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're fundamentally unequipped.
He comes out and they've just wedged the rackets into his
stumps,
shoulder sockets.
One thing I don't get as well, Cinderella it was.
Okay.
So Cinderella, you know the premise of the story. There's a fucking shit hot, fit as fuck servant girl.
Was she?
She was very, very skinny, off-puttingly so.
Oh,
and you know, on like the leaflets and stuff, it says under everyone's name what they're famous for. This one just said TikTok star. So immediately I was like, do you know what? I don't even want to cast my singular eye on you. That's not a reason to be famous, is it?
Let's not body shame.
No, the fact that she's in TikTok. No, but so obviously the premise of Cinderella, there's a really, really fit fucking girl who lives with her stepmom and two ugly sisters.
Right.
Ugly sisters are horrible to her. They go to the ball. Cinderella starts hallucinating and sees a fairy godmother who turns a pumpkin into a carriage and a rat into a horse or some shit like that, and gives her a dress and some glass shoes, and off she goes to the ball. She has a dead nice time. Prince Charming fingers her. She runs out and leaves.
Whoa. What happened?
She goes to the ball.
Yep. What happened then?
Bit of fingering.
What?
I mean, are you telling me that if you were Prince Charming dancing with a really fit girl at a ball, you wouldn't slip a finger in?
All right.
Exactly. So there's a bit of fingering. Gets to midnight. She thinks, oh, bollocks, my carriage is going to suddenly be a pumpkin again.
Oh, fuck.
You know, first world problems.
Should have got pumpkin insurance.
Should have got an Uber. Unless you live in London, but we'll get onto that in a fucking minute. And then she goes home in a rapidly decreasing carriage, but she leaves one of the slippers behind. And then Prince Charming goes, right, okay, so I need to find this girl because my finger smells so good that I'm in love with her. And this is exactly how it is, by the way, in the old Disney film. Prove me wrong. And he goes all around the kingdom to every woman and says, try this shoe on. And if it fits, I shall marry you. And if it doesn't, then we're not getting married. Couple of things here for me that I feel is sort of like a bit of a plot hole, and they both revolve around the shoe. Okay, first of all, I wear a size 11 shoe, yeah? Mm-hmm. If someone else were in this room who had size 11 feet were to try on my shoes, they would fit.
Yeah.
So why does this Prince Charming think that every single woman in the kingdom has a different sized foot?
Well, actually, the shoe had one of those flat foot insoles in it, and he was like, "Oh."
So that rules a few of them out. So he's looking for a flat-footed princess.
Maybe he's got that, that face blindness condition.
What? Where you can't being blind?
Fuck. I said face blindness, not eye blindness.
I saw an advert today for blindness. Well, not for blindness. I mean, for
get your blindness today.
No,
we will stab you in the eyes.
It's for women who, this woman who was blind, and she was talking about how ace her life is now that she's got a guide dog. I think ace is a strong word if you're blind. But she was saying, and I've just got engaged to my boyfriend, and she holds her hand up with this gorgeous engagement ring. And I was thinking, her fiance is a mug. He could have bought her a fucking Haribo ring and she would not know the fucking difference.
Oh, this is a bit squidgy. Yeah, gold is nowadays, actually.
It's just, your hand's just really hot. It's making the gold molten.
You know how it is.
No, don't lick it. I know it tastes like strawberry. Don't lick it. So, you know what I mean? He could have got away with buying her a much shittier ring, but he didn't. But anyway, I digest. Yeah, so why does he think that every single person in the world has a slightly different size of foot? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe
it's not a way of picking. I mean,
do you know what I think it might have been, Mark?
What?
I think it wasn't the size of the foot, but he needed an excuse to get close, right? What he's really good is he had an impressive nose.
He was smelling the foot.
Right? So he smelt the shoe and he was like, oh, I need an look, I'm going to recognise her by her foot smell.
A foot stank.
Right? Yeah. And essentially, he just went round and he'd get really close, and just as he was putting the shoe on, he'd get the shoe right close to his face and move in with the shoe with his nose. So when he found a match... Bingo. Nothing to do with the size. Red herring.
You could be right. So all right then. That's
a theory. That's an original one of my theory, right?
Cinderella.
There. Okay. I'll fix the next one as well.
The other and biggest problem I have is who the fucking hell makes shoes out of glass?
I can't fix that one.
Exactly. And why they're referred to as slippers as well when they're quite clearly heels.
I don't think Clark's would stretch to making shoes out of glass.
No, you'd have to go to a double glazing place, wouldn't you? And then have all the horrible PVC stuff around the edges. Do you think you can open the toes like windows?
Instead of putting socks on, you put on a frame.
Little vents to stop them steaming up.
You ever noticed that, like, Clark's... I'm
not finished with the fact that who the fuck makes shoes out of fucking glass?
I don't know.
I'm not having it.
That's an accident waiting to happen.
It is. Imagine if you stamp your foot down, or like when you're running, like she ran out of there, didn't she? Still with one glass, and I'm not saying slipper, it was a shoe. Still with one glass shoe on, and it didn't shatter. Oh my God. It's bullshit.
Fucking hell.
Fuck you, Disney.
Do you know, like, they didn't shatter, but I imagine at the end of the night, from a little bit of wear and tear, they were sharp.
Exactly.
Would have been sharpened.
And imagine the sweat. They're meant to be all slippy inside, aren't they? Like the inside of a freshly gutted seal.
Do you reckon it was hard to get them on? Right.
Because normal cloth shoes, they bend. Flex.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a good point.
Cinderella's so impractical, man. I blame the fairy godmother.
Do you think she
look, I've made you this dress and these glass shoes. Why didn't she at that point go, thanks. First of all, thank you, I appreciate it. But second of all, why are they made out of glass?
Yeah. I think she set her up. Set her up bad as well. Yeah.
Why? Because she told her she had to leave by midnight.
Yeah, but she made it difficult for her.
To leave?
Yeah.
No, Prince Charming made it difficult because she was enjoying the fingering.
And she did lose a shoe as well.
Yeah, she lost a shoe, a glass shoe, slipped off.
Speaking of shoes.
Christmas! It's Christmas!
It's a nice little song you got there.
Thank you very much.
What you reckon of Christmas music, Mark?
Fuck has that got to do with shoes?
Don't know. I couldn't think of a good segue. You really backed me into a corner there with the Cinderella
Why don't you just
thing.
say, why are you bothering with segues? We're best friends. We've known each other for many years. Why don't you just say, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about this.
So, right. You're talking to me and I go...
So, Dan, glass shoes.
I'm going to stop you there, Mark. This is very boring and I don't like it.
Fair enough.
What do you think of Christmas music?
I like it, but only at Christmas.
Yeah,
it depends, doesn't it? I like the classics, you know.
It's actually interesting that you say only at Christmas. Why is this the only kind of music that you'd be fucking weird? Like, it's just
because
music. Like, look,
because when it's not Christmas, I find sleigh bells offensive.
But That's not the answer I was expecting. So, why isn't there other kind of like music like that where
Easter
it's like,
music.
You what?
Easter music.
Yeah.
There is. The happy birthday song. You only sing that on people's birthdays.
Yeah, but why?
That's festive.
So wouldn't you be so fuming? You create like a really cool like melody, nice little ditty, and someone goes, "I'm going to put birthday words on it, and only birthdays will hear this music." How
only birthdays will hear it, not people on their birthdays.
No, just birthdays.
The actual day itself.
Like, why is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How it's because it's such an all-encompassing festival, isn't it? Christmas,
but it's just fucking.
It takes over everything,
right? Because some Christmas song. I'm not really. All right, I'm not really into Christmas music as a genre.
Christmas call.
But some of them are kind of bangers, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
It'd be weird if you was just like driving about.
When the snowman brings the snow.
When the snowman brings the snow.
When the snowman brings the snow.
You get your
tell you what, if that song's not about a cocaine dealer, then I've never heard a song that is. Cat's giving up. She's off. Look.
Banger.
Absolute banger.
It is. But you couldn't just cruise around middle of summer just like blasting that.
Do you know what I want to know?
Car, could you?
Speaking of Christmas music, who the fuck's Carson Brown?
Frosty the Snowman.
In the meadow we will build a snowman, then pretend that he is Carson Brown.
Yeah,
Why? Who is it?
Who is it?
Why is he important? He'll ask you he'll ask us if we're married. We'll say, "No, man." But you can do the job while you're in town. There are other people about.
You're hired.
There are other people about who can marry you. You don't have to wait until a snowman becomes Carson Brown.
But like, I'll actually have to turn that job opportunity down. I was just singing a festive Christmas song, Carson Brown. I didn't quite realise that this would be a job opportunity.
Imagine if you built a snowman and it came to life, and the first thing it did was go, "Are you married?" No, man.
No, man.
Nah, man. You can't tell the context of the song. Do you think it's a "nah, man" or a "no, man"?
No man would marry.
Seriously, who is Carson Brown?
Alexa, who is Carson Brown? No, nothing. Do you know what else I can't?
Hey, even she doesn't know.
I don't know how I feel about the Band-Aid song. Right,
the Plasters.
No, yeah, it's plasters, Christmas plasters. Da, 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 da. Right.
For Christmas-related injuries.
You can stick them on your tree. We have a podcast.
Oh, the thing is the fact this is a podcast, people can't see the amazing little dance move you just gave us.
Oh, I do this all the time. I get like into it and I forget I'm not being recorded.
Yeah, I know.
So why is it that song? I mean, the songs.
Tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
You know how I always go on about how I hate the neighbours?
Yeah.
I think on a Tuesday night they hate us.
No, they just think that you're listening to Band-Aid.
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
Mate, that was a dead ringer for Bono.
What do you mean? What's a dead ringer?
Sounded exactly like him.
Oh.
How are you this far into your life and you don't know what dead ringer means?
I feel like it's a bit of a dead phrase, isn't it? I don't know if people still use that.
He's just not good with idioms.
Stop.
He's just not good with idioms.
Like, you can take a horse to water, but
you
dead
can't
ringers.
drown it. Do you know what a malaphor is?
Enlighten me.
A malaphor is when you take two idioms or cliches and mash them together to make something different.
Is this?
So,
oh, thank you, Mark.
So I found a couple of examples.
What, just now? Very quick.
You can take one man's trash to another man's treasure, but you can't make it drink. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Good these, aren't they? It's not rocket surgery. This is my favourite.
These are good.
I know, yeah. This is my favourite.
Do it. Say it.
You're not the sharpest egg in the attic.
That's brilliant.
Oh, until the cows freeze over. Last one. You've opened this can of worms, now lie in it.
That's brilliant.
Malaphors, mate. They're ace,
Oh
aren't
my
they?
God, I love them.
Tonight, thank
Stop.
God it's them. Instead of you.
Stop, Mark. I can't.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
So why is it... The song's like, it's so like joyous and it's so big and epic. But then there's that one verse that's just really sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck you for being happy at Christmas.
Well, no, the whole song's about fuck you for being happy at Christmas, isn't it? If you think about it. But yeah, I know the bit. Here's to them. Blaze a glass to everyone.
It's how it goes. Right,
Here's to them underneath that burning sun. Do they
Stop.
know it's Christmas time at all?
I think I've
Probably
realised
not.
that I have such a pet peeve for people singing at me.
I was singing to you, you cunt.
At me.
I wasn't
was
singing at
clearly
you.
not
I was singing
enjoying it.
to you.
So,
Well, no, the fact that you're not enjoying it isn't my fault. It's your standards.
okay, that's fair. You've
I'm
won
gonna finish,
me over
Are
there.
you going to finish? You going to have some more coffee?
I will have some more coffee in
Yeah.
a moment. Not right now.
It's going to get cold, man.
I don't like the bit where in the song it goes, there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time, right? What annoys me about that
When's
is...
the last time it snowed here?
Yeah, but what annoys me is, praise the fucking Lord, it'd kill him. Wouldn't it?
Why?
Because,
Praise the fucking Lord.
look...
Good.
It's fucking warm over there, isn't it?
I've heard. It
Right.
is, yeah.
Imagine it suddenly fucking snows. All the people who
you know what they're like. They all
living in
hate. They all
poverty,
hate chilled water for a start, don't they?
they're back. But no, like, it'd fucking do them in, wouldn't it? It'd ruin their Christmas. If they knew it was Christmas, that is.
Yeah. Well, they don't, so that's all right.
It'd just ruin their Thursday.
There
wouldn't
is snowing in Africa.
it? Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Does it snow in Africa?
Greece is getting so much talk on this podcast
I know.
nowadays.
But there is snow in Africa. Tell me what the fuck is at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro?
Clouds.
Snow.
Cold clouds.
It's snow. It's a snow-capped mountain. If they were that, let me just double check it is actually, because I'm going to sound like an absolute idiot if it's not. But if I'm right, and Africa and Kilimanjaro is a snow-topped mountain, then they can't want snow that much because they have plenty of it.
It's just slightly out of reach.
How do you spell Kilimanjaro? Kilimanjaro. There you go.
You spell it like kill a man.
Loads of snow. Look at all the fucking snow at the top of that.
Mate,
they want snow that bad. There it is.
That's a lot of snow.
Yeah, but to be fair, they have to walk that far to change the channel, don't they? Oh no, that was our grandparents, wasn't it?
Yeah. They had a stick, didn't they?
Yeah,
That they prod the telly with.
Yeah, I just hate. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like Band-Aid. I think it's pompous. I think it's pompous.
Pumpus.
I think it's pulpous.
I think it's a porpoise.
I think it's a porpoise. I think it's a tortoise. And I think Bob Geldof should be hung.
like a horse to water. But you can't make him lie down.
It's the thing, innit? How all these rich fucking people all turn up in their gold-plated helicopters and tell us that we're terrible people for enjoying Christmas. When in fact, we do enjoy Christmas, but the other 363 days of the year are abject misery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I'm fat and I have food available doesn't mean that I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
I'm going to look so bad when this comes out. Merry Christmas. Do you know what other Christmas song they hate
We can
as
just
well?
cut it at Bob Geldof should be hung. We could just stop it there. Because
That's a sting, isn't it?
yeah.
Geldof should be hung.
Have you done your Christmas shopping?
Wait, there's one more Christmas song. I want to
all right,
fucking.
we're still on this.
Yeah, because,
Mark, I don't like this, and I'd like to stop.
no, no, that's not going to work a second time. You caught me out the first time. It's not going to work a second, even though it was my idea. The other one I hate is John Lennon's "Merry Christmas, War is Over."
Oh,
Because first of all, it's by John Lennon, and I fucking hate him. I'm glad he's dead.
was he the one with them little tiny round glasses?
He was. Well,
Hey.
unless you're thinking of Ozzy Osbourne. I hate John Lennon. He was abusive to his kids. He was a fucking mediocre musician at best. And also, I don't like the fact that it's called War Is Over, because it very much is not.
Yeah.
I don't know which bit of the world he was looking at, but there has always been war. But the thing I really hate about it is obviously he's got all them kids going, war is over.
I think it's because...
Then they have lyrics, don't they? So they go, war is over if you want it. War is over. Why did they just stop writing words?
I think it's actually referring to the war that happens every Christmas. So there's a war on the days of Advent, from the 1st of December through to the 20th.
Is this a Christian thing? Is this a Mormon thing?
No, this is actually a North Pole thing. So what happens is...
Sorry, but just the way you sat with your crossed leg and your little spectacles, you're thinking you're like a Harvard professor telling me how things happen at the North Pole.
So, hear me out. But on the 1st of December...
This is boring and I don't like it.
It begins. And there's an age-old war that happens every December where the elves go out and fight the penguins.
Penguins only live at the South Pole.
Well, that's why they're having a war, because they're trying to colonise the North Pole. War is over, elves and penguins.
So to answer your other question, yes, I have finished my Christmas shopping. Sophie hasn't. Still got some members of her family to get, but it's not my family.
To buy them back.
Yeah, they're in cash converters. We were hard up. But no, I start really early. I started mine in like June.
Fuck.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're poor, like I am, you can't wait till November to get it all in one go.
I did the smart thing and waited.
Had no friends or family.
Well, I did,
if everyone hates you, they don't expect gifts.
I did 2 incredible things this year. Relating to Christmas shopping, that is. I do plenty of incredible things year round.
You're a marvel of a man, I will admit.
So what I did is I waited until the last day of the Black Friday deals and bought absolutely everything that I could. And then for anything I didn't manage to buy, I just sent a blanket text to people saying, don't expect anything for Christmas. Don't buy me anything. If you've already bought me anything, burn it. And I think that's going to work.
Obviously, it's Christmas. And we get wrapped up, don't we, in the sparkly lights and the presents and the alcohol and the turkey and all that stuff. But what we really forget, is it's about a little baby boy. It's about the baby Jesus.
The baby Jesus.
So I'm going to go through the story of the baby Jesus' life. And how he wasn't a baby towards the end of it. So, are you familiar with the story of Jesus? Start to finish? No?
No, I've heard
baby to rising up to clouds and stuff?
I've heard rumours.
You should have done, being raised a Mormon. So, Jesus was born in Birmingham, England. Not a lot of people know that, but he moved to Bethlehem at a very young age because his mother Mary Berry and his dad Joseph Exotic couldn't get on with the local accents. What?
Have you borrowed this from the Mormon Bible?
No, mate. This is all based on my own research, actually.
Okay.
Not many people know, but I'm a very dense Christian scholar.
Very dense.
Densely boned. So yeah, they moved to Birmingham. They moved to Bethlehem from Birmingham with his mum Mary Berry and his dad Joseph Exotic.
Right.
And they started. Joseph would brought him up to follow in the family business of carpentry. They made nice little cheese boards and rocking chairs and stuff. in Joseph and Jesus' little wood shop. And as Jesus grew up, he started to get a bit restless.
Understandably.
Yeah, he wanted more out of life. He just didn't want to just be making cheese boards with his dad, Joseph Exotic, for the rest of his life.
Joe and Jez's wood shop.
So what he did was he went out and accidentally killed a prostitute. And
you fucking what?
He slept with her first.
Oh,
yeah. Does that make it all right?
Well,
and he was caught by the Bethlehem PD. And he went to trial over it. And rather than put him in prison, they said, what we're going to do is we're going to give you some base. It's kind of like community service, but back then they were called labours. So these are the 12 labours of Jesus. So first, he killed the Nemean lion.
The what?
The Nemean lion.
It's the Nemean lion.
It was a lion that bothered people many years ago. Just one specific lion.
Right.
So we went off into the mountains and he killed that, and he brought its hide home to say, "Here you are, I've killed this." He cleaned the Algian stables in a day. Did that? Basically, there was these stables that were so big that they were just really, really big. and they hadn't been cleaned out for 30 years.
Oh, that's a lot of shit.
It is, yeah. So what Jesus did was that he rerouted a river to just wash it all away. It's true, that. So that was two of his labours. His third labour, he managed to go to the shop one day and remembered his own bags. Because, we've only got the one planet.
I'm really starting to understand why people worship this guy.
Exactly. So, that we've only got the one world, and reusing bags is, not reusing bags is a sin, as we know. That's why we're charged 10p for them.
Is this where we get the, 12 Days of Christmas song? On the first day of Christmas, Jesus came
and killed the Nemean lion.
On the
Karchak.
And 5 Asda bags.
Oh no, he shops at Waitrose. His fourth labour, he managed to maintain a platonic relationship with a beautiful female co-worker. He wasn't working at the what do you call it? The carpentry shop with his dad anymore. No,
is this
at this point he works in a cutlery factory.
Is this the person he killed? Is this the
what, the woman?
Yeah, the prostitute.
No, because that would, first of all, they were co-workers, so that would imply that Jesus is either a pimp or a prostitute, which I won't have, thank you, because he's the Lord and Saviour. And second of all, it literally just said that he maintained a platonic relationship with her, which we know is impossible.
Sorry, mate, I'm getting him confused with another Jesus.
Well, the one who only did 10 labours. His fifth labour, he managed to get an Uber without talking to the driver about the weather. Which, as we know, is impossible to do. His sixth labour, he regularly eats the full salad that comes with a kebab. Seventh, he invented tinsel.
You know what?
And look how beautiful this room is.
You know what?
Exactly. Just look how beautiful that lump of plastic in your room is.
Got Jesus to thank for that, mate.
You have. His next labour, he managed to speak to someone on the phone in a different country without asking them the time. I think this is probably my favourite one. He managed to have a conversation with someone who had a moustache without staring at the moustache or mentioning the moustache. Which I've never managed to do that.
It's fucking tricky.
I've never managed to do that.
I always find solo moustaches a little bit creepy.
Exactly.
But creepy in a different way.
Why?
Not because I think they're a nonce or anything.
You think they're going to kill 6 million Jews?
No.
Jesus being one of them, maybe. He was King Jew, remember?
The Jew King.
The Jew King.
So I always think
there was a joking pun in there, wasn't there? But I'm not gonna lower myself to that level.
I always wonder what a man with a solo moustache is capable of, because they feel so comfortable
shaving the rest of his face.
Fucking carry on. Get on with your list.
I'm nearly done. This one I find the most difficult to believe because I just can't do it. He understands art.
Oh, what a saint!
I mean, you are.
What a saint!
I know exactly. Well, he's a saint.
Saint Jesus.
11th Labour. He wrote the Bible, which is why he comes off so good in it. And 12th and most controversial is that he once threw a cricket ball straight through a horse. Straight through it.
Wait.
Front to back.
Thanks for clarifying.
And this is where things started to go wrong for Jesus, because these labours take quite a while. So he's around 30 years old now. And the owner of the horse was obviously not happy that someone had yeeted a cricket ball through it, because he's down a horse, frankly. And what's he going to do with a cricket ball? I mean, because rightfully the ball was his. So he took Jesus to court again. And because Jesus was so poor, he couldn't be sued for money. So when the horse owner won the lawsuit, Jesus was crucified. He was nailed to a board, as we all know. And lo, his side piece, Mary Magdalene, then did pop him in a cave. 3 days later, he got up and showed people the holes in his hands from the nails from the board. And then he moved back in with his dad. And now we eat vegetables we don't like and put glittery balls on plastic trees. Merry Christmas.
You know, one thing I've always felt a bit uncomfortable with at Christmas.
Piles.
You mean my jangle balls? No, I've always found Christmas parties, like office parties at Christmas, very strained. Because it's like an invitation to have fun, but not too much fun. Don't get me fucking wrong. You can be sacked.
You want to have fun with.
Exactly. You go there out of some strange obligation. Yeah. Like you feel like you have to.
To be fair, my new job, they had their Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't go because we went to London. I did fancy going to that. That sounded cool.
Yeah.
Fun. But yeah, we went to London instead, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which is why the last episode was late.
Yes. Completely worth it. But I think I always like the idea of a Christmas.
It wasn't financially worth it. No. Fucking hell, London
it's so expensive, man.
Honestly, the Uber from the hotel to the venue, £16. The Uber from the venue to the hotel, £40.
It was bad, wasn't it?
Parking for one night, less than 24 hours, £32.
And we went to see a band per ticket, 20
quid.
Worth it.
It was good.
It was fucking good. So I've always been weirded out by Christmas parties. One in particular that I went to was not bad, but we'll get into that in a bit. But first I want to share with you some of the internet's finest Christmas party boo-boos. Okay? Boo-boos.
While you're doing that, I'll provide some atmosphere. So.
Merry Christmas.
That is the best Christmas banger. Come on.
It kind of. Why is it so dark?
I know, isn't it?
It's proper. Like,
it's malicious.
Heavy. It's heavy for a Christmas banger. Normalise Christmas songs year round. Start the movement now.
Just that one.
Yeah, just that one though, because that's a fucking bop.
Hark the bells, sweet silver bells.
So,
bringing good cheer, Christmas is here.
I've found a love for Reddit.
Yes,
I've been telling you to get on there because
you've spoken to me very much.
It gives me some good laughs. So I found this real short and sweet one of a horrible ending to a Christmas work do. So, colleague of my dad's got blotto at their work's do.
I hate that phrase.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
Blotto.
And he climbed on top of the company director's car and took a piss on the windshield.
Amazing.
Director's wife was sitting in the car at the time. Fuck, hand in your notice.
I mean, if he was stood on the roof,
she might not have seen him.
Yes, first of all, she might not have seen him. Second of all, he was then facing the same way she was, wasn't she? And so she wouldn't have been able to see him. So if she could see his cock, then fair play to him. And also, sorry, but cars have windscreen wipers for this very reason.
What, for piss?
Yep.
All right. Okay, this next one's a little bit longer. I do like this one as well. This one's great. There is a road in my city where the local travellers community keep horses on common land.
Sounds like the start of a really bad prog song.
Yeah. Dream theatre ideas right here. Some of these horses look pretty gutted, and they're...
How does a horse look gutted?
Long face, innit?
Or if it's had a cricket ball thrown through it.
Some of these horses look pretty gutted, and they are common talk among folks in the city. They're usually on a chain and peg on common land. One guy decided when he was absolutely smashed at a works Christmas party that it would be a good idea to save the horses. It's not going well, is it? Next day he's in the office.
Is his name Peter?
Next day he's in the office. Fingers and arm have had to be stitched back together because the horse bit him. Everyone in the office and two adjacent offices knew the guy who tried to save the horses, but instead got attacked.
The horses didn't want to be saved.
Yeah, just like, fuck this, I'm happy on this common land.
Living with my gypsy owners.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Why don't they just travel around with horses and just peg them somewhere?
Yeah. But they are good with pegs. They sell a lot of them.
Fuck.
So if we put some multicoloured lights on the tree earlier, because I finally caved and let her get some multicoloured ones, because I told her she can have a trashy Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, oh, I just love them. I just love coloured lights. I was like, I don't think you can say coloured anymore, babe. Don't think that's acceptable. No matter Christmas or not. Christmas is for everyone.
Christmas is the time of casual racism, is it?
Apparently so.
Your wife's a cunt. I'm just kidding. She's a lovely woman.
No, she's a cunt.
Okay, next one. This one's pretty fun.
My wife's a lovely woman. What's her name, Dan? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Shit. This one makes me laugh just because of the take at the end of it. 2 years ago, my new boss, she'd been there about 3 weeks, squeezed my cock and balls without invitation. Told me I reminded her of her ex-husband and asked if she could watch me have a piss. Wait, that was quite embarrassing for her.
I mean...
There's so much to unpack there. She didn't even go, shall we fuck? She was like, I just want to see you piss.
What I immediately thought was, what would an invitation to squeeze your cock and balls look like? Because obviously, like, when you think invitation, you think of like fancy wedding invitations, don't you? With like flowing scripts and glitter.
You are cordially invited.
I might get some business cards made up that just say, please squeeze my cock and balls, and just every now and then just hand one to someone. Here's my card. They look at it and go, oh, can I watch you piss?
With some kind of like cock and ball based haiku.
Make one up immediately.
What's the rules again?
Mate,
What's it like? 4 syllables, 7 syllables? Cock and balls. That's how I've started. Please have a squeeze of them now. Yes, right now. There's your haiku.
I'd have said, yes, watch me piss.
Oh. Can we take that back?
No.
Shit.
You're a failure and you're not allowed Christmas.
Okay.
I remove Christmas from you.
Okay, last one here. Last one. Had a Christmas do at an Italian restaurant with lots of bottles of wine. Alan, brackets, real name Alan, had too...
Thanks for that.
Had too much.
I was worried then that his name wasn't Alan.
So Alan, whose real name is Alan, had too much, went to the bogs, threw up and passed out. Everyone else went their merry ways. Alan wakes up not feeling great, realises he's covered in puke in a locked Italian restaurant and proceeds to wait it out till the owners come the next day. They see the state of him, make him clean the bathroom and boot him out.
Excellent.
Nothing was gained on that day.
Well done, Alan. Real name Alan.
So all of these are traditionally bad Christmas situations.
I've never really been in a job where we've had Christmas parties or anything like that. When I worked at Tool Station, however, I don't know if I could say that. I'll say that's fine.
Yeah, well, you don't work there anymore.
We went, just wasn't like a party, but we all got Christmas jumper on, and then we, went on a bit of a bar crawl, basically. Yeah. So we went into one bar, and everyone was drinking. I finished my pints. I thought, everyone's still drinking. I'll get another one. So I pint of Guinness, please. Thank you very much. Yep. A couple of sips, popped that on the bar. Said, right, I need a piss. I'm back in a sec. Our mate Matt worked there at the same time as well, and he said, all right, I'm off now. So everyone said bye to him, including me. Then I went for my piss. Came back out the toilet. Everyone had gone.
What?
Just left me.
That's so shit.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, all right then. So I went. I thought I'll just finish my pint and go home then, I suppose. And then I was stood outside because I was, it was dead crowded inside, and I didn't want to be near anyone. So I stood there in my pint, and I thought, you know what am I waiting for? So I just walked home with it. And then I went upstairs. Sophie was in bed. She was awake. I just came into the bedroom just butt naked with a pint of Guinness. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, go to bed.
You should just say, I'm just pre-gaming for tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's... Again, at Tool Station, we did the Secret Santa thing as well, where I'd gained notoriety for two things. My hatred of Michael Bublé.
Right.
And, I just hate him. He's a fucking arse, isn't he? And the fact that I shit a lot. So, for my Secret Santa, I was given a Michael Bublé CD and some of that VI poo spray that you spray into the toilet pre-shit.
Pre-shit?
Yeah. So you spray it into the toilet, then you shit.
Right.
And it stops the aroma from coming out. It forms like a barrier.
That's clever.
Yeah, it works as well, to be fair.
Fuck.
Although I used it a couple of times just to see if it did work, and it does, but then I didn't use it again because, frankly, I couldn't give a fuck what the bathroom smells like when I finish with it.
Once you're gone, it's not your problem.
Oh, mate,
anymore.
Sophie hates it.
Yeah.
She always makes me spray afterwards if she knows she's going in. But I don't give a fuck. It's your problem. It's your nose. I don't give a shit.
That was a nice little tangent.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So my worst work do was when I was in my old job, and we'd gone out. We went somewhere out of town. I didn't drive at the time, but either way, I wanted to drive because I wanted to get drunk, and as you do on a Christmas do. And it was one of these places that was just really trying to be posh, but it wasn't doing it because
I can't
we were
listen
there.
to you while you sat there cracking your toes with your hands.
Why?
It's distracting me.
Well, stop looking at him.
I can't.
All right. I'll stop then.
Well, finish cracking your toes. We'll be silent while you do it.
They're all cracked now.
Okay,
I've run out of toes to crack.
Got to crack mine.
So
you may continue.
We all got there, and so it was one of these Christmas do's where the boss provided alcohol for the table, but got mad when everyone got drunk. We all finish our food and whatever, and my end of the table was the shit end of the table.
It would be if you were on it.
Fuck off. I don't know. Everyone on the other end was trying to pretend they were classy. Do you know what I mean? So there was this kind of class divide down the table, and they was all giving us evils because we was all fucking wasted.
You are describing perfectly a wedding that I went to once, which I will tell you after.
Okay. And well, I was looking at them and I was like, okay, they're going to look at me funny. I'm just going to go join them. So I did, and it just caused a little bit of trouble.
You inserted yourself.
Did a little bit mischievous. Started doing things with the balloons. I don't know why there was balloons. They're trying to make a classy
You just say
event.
I started doing things with balloons.
Yeah.
What things?
Just like there was some candles, and I was like, and I just thought,
I love where I think this is going.
Just thought I'd wind my boss up. Like she's just so uptight, and I was like, oh, this will loosen her up. It didn't, obviously. But I picked up one of the candles and I kept like gesturing towards the balloon, going, oh, oh. And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Just gonna burn one of the balloons.
I like how you thought this will loosen her up when she was thinking, what the fuck have we hired?
Right. So basically, I think the rule of thumb is don't be the most drunk person at an office thing, because if you are, like, no one remembers the runner-up. Everyone's focusing about how pissed up
the most pissed person
is. Everyone remembers that. So I wasn't the most pissed person. I was like,
you were safe then.
Yeah, I was like number 3. I was bronze pissed. You know?
Bronze pissed.
Yeah, properly. So yeah, the night goes on, and there's a bit of a ruckus because like someone basically passed out at the table. But during all this, I'm quite a friendly drunk, so I ended up chatting to the boss's husband, and apparently we got on quite well. I was very drunk, so I don't remember much of the conversation. But a couple days pass, and I'm at work. On the desk is a Bruce Springsteen book. Right? And I'm like, someone just goes, oh yeah, this has been left for you. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And I open it up, there's a sticky note in it from the boss's husband saying, oh, here's that book you said you wanted to read. Mate, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Born in the USA!
Mate, that's how much I know about Bruce Springsteen.
I know, innit?
That's all I know about him.
There's another song called Born to Run. I think most of his songs...
That's what the book was called. The book was called Born to Run.
I think most of his songs are about what things that he was born to do.
Right.
Or where places that he was born in.
So, a couple of days pass, and he comes in, and he's like, oh, what do you reckon to that book? And I'm like, oh, I've not got around to it yet. In the end, I just moved jobs. He never got his book back.
I'm just thinking, I remember you having a copy of that book.
Just on the side.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so that was my horrible office party.
And I mean, like I said, I went to a wedding once where there was a big class divide. However, when we went to school, me and Sophie, we had a friend called Gemma.
You can't just full name drop people.
Right, we'll do that again.
What's a block? No, I'll just blank that bit out.
All right. Well, that's not her name now, because obviously this is at her wedding.
Oh, her real name was Kemma Jelly.
But anyway, she moved off to London when she finished school and whatnot. And she invited us to her wedding. So we went down, and it was down in... near London. I want to say Chatham, something like that.
It sounds London, doesn't it?
Yeah, or Kent or something like that. And anyway, me and Sophie turn up, and everyone else is sort of really, really southern and a bit posh, and me and Sophie, technically we're from the north, aren't we?
Ish.
Yeah. So we went down there, and we felt pretty much like outsiders. Right. And I was sat at this table, and this guy was talking to me, and he was going, so what do you do then? What is it that you do? And I was like, I work in a tool shop. Supervisor at a tool shop, innit?
Yeah.
He went, I said, what about you? What do you do? And he went, I just work in a lab, separating proteins and doing, and just, I was already tuned out.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, cool. And he was
what he means is he guts fish. He just guts fish.
Separates protein.
No, not as a job. He just does it for fun.
Yeah, he loves it.
I just love gutting fish.
He was like, but I suppose you're paid a bit more than me, though, aren't you? And I was like, it's about £9 an hour.
It's £9 an hour, but I get all the spanners I want. All I can fit in my pockets.
I said, I'm over minimum wage. Not a lot, but a bit. And he was like, oh, no, I am paid a little bit more than you then. I went, yeah, but I could buy a pint of cider for less than a tenner, can't I? So, because I don't live down here. And he was like, well, yes, I suppose that is true. And
what a cunt!
I know. People,
I've not met him, but I hate you when you're pretending to be him.
Honestly, everyone, when they were talking to us, people were talking to us as if we were from beyond the wall. Right, the North to them was a completely fictional, made-up place, and people every time someone would go, "Oh, where are you from?" Then, and we go, "Oh, from Grimsby," and they go, "Is that near Hull?" It is, but just because we're from the North doesn't mean we're from Hull. All right. And the thing is, we're not like proper North, are we?
No,
but
because
compared to them, we're Northerners.
Yeah, but what I would have said to them is, well, London's north of somewhere, isn't it? So fuck off.
But the best bit was where we were sat. We were sat at the tables, and the meal started to get served, and they did this really interesting thing, was rather than just be served a plate of food, it was like a roast kind of thing. So there were bowls around the table with like roast potatoes and vegetables and all that kind of stuff in, and then in the middle of the table was a big joint of meat.
Oh,
right. And then there was a chef's hat, and then carving tools. So someone at the table had to put the chef's hat on and carve the meat.
Shit.
And we got this big slab of pork, and it had dead thick, crunchy crackling on it. And I could hear this girl go into her boyfriend. You carve the meat. Go on, get the hat on and you carve the meat for everyone. And I'm sat there like, oh, please, mate, just carve the fucking meat. Just carve the meat, mate. Come on.
Carve the meat.
And I actually heard her go, be a fucking man and do the meat. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So he pops this hat on, and he starts trying to saw through the crackling. It's not a serrated blade.
Oh my God.
He's trying to saw through this crackling, and I'm stood there watching him like, what the fuck is this? So I walked up to him and I barged him out of the way and went, fucking move. And I took the crackling off like a normal person would, and I went through this meat in like 5 seconds. And I went, there. And I sat back down and I heard his missus go, see, the Northerners can do it. And I went to... And everyone was sort of looking at me, and I went, to be fair, love, I'm just happy I haven't had to shoot it with a bow and fucking arrow. Fucking honestly, people treat us like we were fucking...
Oh my God. Savages.
Yeah. The mother of the bride, Gemma's mum, bless her, she was lovely. Like, I didn't know anyone there. And I wasn't a dancer or anything, so when everyone goes up dancing, I just stayed at my table. And there was a bottle of white and a bottle of red wine to each table. And this is back before I drunk red wine. So I was just, no one touched the white wine on our table, so I was just hammering it. And Gemma's mum came over, and she was like, hey, we were catching up because it's been years since I've seen her. And she was like, oh, do you like white wine then? I was like, yeah. So she went, hold on. And then she fucked off. And I was sat there on my own, and she came back with 3 bottles of white wine under her arm. She went, no one's had these off the table either, so here you are.
What the fuck?
And I was like, Yeah. So I just started chugging white wine from the bottle. Her boyfriend then comes over and goes, hey, mate, I've bought you a pint. First time I spoke to him all day and all night. I was like, oh, thanks, mate. I bought 1 drink the entire night, and I was smashed, mate.
Was you blottoed?
Fucking blottoed. So, thanks, Gemma. That was a lovely wedding. I know it was a few years back now, but I'm just getting round to telling you. Congratulations.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to a very special Christmas episode of David Battenburg, Shit Planet. Christmas is one of the busiest times of the year for any non-Jewish family. But it's not the derelict high street or shopping centre with half of its shops closed down that is seeing an influx of festive merrymakers. Rather, it is the hard-working, self-employed van drivers who are the busiest at this time of the year, being paid 12 pence an hour to hurl parcels and packages in the vague direction of their intended houses. But as all these jolly folks will soon be replaced with drones anyway, let us turn our attention to the true lifeblood of Christmas. The single busiest place on Earth during winter, Santa's workshop. All the way at the top of the world, thousands of miles away from civilization, stands the North Pole, home to the epicenter of Christmas itself. Here we find the workshop of Santa Claus. Films have depicted this magical place as a multicolored, shining palace of joy, but what you really find if you venture into the frozen north of the world is a grim, grey, monolithic structure, with hundreds of chimneys billowing sickly black smoke into the cold atmosphere, and humongous piles of coal laying against its walls. Inside, thousands of elves work themselves to the bone all year round. Let's take a closer look at the wondrous lives they lead. As one might expect, the largest and busiest part of the workshop is the assembly floor. Here, at desks lined up as far as the eye can see, workers are tirelessly putting toys together for good little boys and girls all over the world. Here we find Gavin ready to begin his shift. Over the next 14 hours stood at his workstation, he will make hundreds of iPhones, happy in the knowledge that not long from now, some 13-year-old boy will use it to send an unsolicited picture of his slender pecker to that girl in his class that he likes. The cleaner elves will sporadically come around and mop up the puddles of piss that gather around his feet. Further down the line, his co-worker Sheila is finally finished after meticulously crafting thousands of My First handguns for the budding toddlers of America. She is tired and sore. The only thing motivating her to place one foot in front of the other is the thought of the beautiful drugs she has stashed in her bunk, where she and 23 other elves share a cramped space and a small bucket. On her way out, she passes an elf much older than she is, napping in the cigarette shelter. In a few hours, they will come and collect his body. Away from the factory are the kitchens. Feeding the thousands of elves that work at the North Pole is no mean feat. Lacking any sort of ventilation, it is here that the jolly little folk sweat over burning stoves, making a cheap, flavourless paste that the elves have learned to subsist on. Of course, the food for Santa is a little more luxurious. On Christmas Day, while St. Nick is resting after a heavy night's work, his 8 reindeer are slaughtered in the halal tradition as per Santa's personal religious beliefs. This Boxing Day, Santa's personal chef, Giuseppe Elf, is preparing him a reindeer ravioli with toasted hazelnuts and a sage butter. Some say it is the children's belief in Christmas that makes the reindeer so tender. Finally, in separate buildings slightly apart from the main complex, are the stables. Here, fresh reindeer are bred for every coming year. One might think that they spend the full year being intensely trained, but in reality, they are simply blasted daily with soot to simulate the chimneys they will be landing next to, and injected with festive steroids, giving them the ability to fly. Soon, Santa will choose which of this year's 8 reindeer, Jesse, Vladimir, Alan, Omicron, Crystal, Judas, Bruce, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be his lead reindeer. That lucky one will have their nose exposed to plutonium, giving it the healthy red glow Santa needs to see through the dangerous winter fog. It is here that we leave the North Pole for another year. We wish you the best of the festive season, and remember, it isn't the melting ice caps causing sea levels to rise, but the dumping of the bodies of millions of dead, used-up elves into the oceans. Good night, and Merry Christmas. Hey, Dan.
Mark?
It's Christmas WikiHows!
Oh, with all the jingle bells.
Hark, hear the bells, sweet silver bells, Christmas is here, bing.
What's that second line?
Sweet silver bells.
Oh, the way you said it, it's like you hesitated.
What would you... Right. Change up this week. I'm taking over WikiHow.
Oh, my God.
Found a couple that I want to talk about.
Remix.
Christmas WikiHows.
Yes.
So, this sort of follows on from a little bit of what I was saying earlier about the story of Jesus. Because obviously we forget, don't we, that, Christmas is a Christian holiday. So the first WikiHow I found is how to celebrate Christmas as a Christian.
All right. I think I might know how, but...
Okay, so this is from this year, actually, 25th of November.
Fuck.
So
I thought that was it. To be honest, I thought WikiHow was an abandoned website. There's still
not.
life on WikiHow.
I think it's because of we've been discussing it so much. I think we've
put them
brought it
back on
back
the
to
map.
life. So, Christmas.
Do you think because of the years that we've had with COVID, people have forgotten how to celebrate Christmas?
Probably.
And everyone's been trying to find it online. Supply and demand, isn't it?
So Christmas means a lot to all Christians, and many, without specific faith, recognise the time of year as an opportunity for goodwill to all people. Some remember all of those lovely presents, while others may remember those great feasts on Christmas Day at a family member's house. If you would like to celebrate the occasion for primarily Christian purposes, please read on.
Christian purposes. There's something so funny about that.
Step 1.
Oh, no.
And I don't think this is necessary to celebrate Christian Christmas. Remember that Jesus was not born on either December 25th or January the 7th, when Eastern Rite Christians celebrate Christmas.
What?
It's likely he was born in either September or the spring. However, that doesn't mean you can't celebrate his birthday on December 25th. Just keep this in mind in case anyone tries to put you down for celebrating a religious Christmas.
What the fuck? Because just keep that in your back pocket, mate. Just in case you come under attack.
Most of the time, I see Christians coming out of a church on Christmas Day. I go, "Oh, you dickheads! What even born today was he?"
Oh,
right.
An aggressive Christmas.
2. Observe Advent.
All right. Just to make sure it's not doing anything unneeded.
Yep. Buy or make a wreath with only branches and no decorations in it.
Why?
Place inside the 4 corners of the wreath. I just want to say that it is depicted here as a circle.
4 corners.
As most wreaths are. Place inside the 4 corners of the wreath a candle. 3 of the candles should be purple and 1 of them pink.
What?
As the Lord said. Light the first candle on the first Sunday of Advent. 2 candles on the second Sunday of Advent, etc. Light the pink candle on the third Sunday during Advent. This is all in the anticipation of the birth of the Messiah, who wasn't born on December 25th.
Shouldn't this be called how to celebrate a very regimented Christmas?
How to celebrate Christmas without knowing what corners are.
How to celebrate a corner oblivious Christmas.
My favourite thing about this next step is, first of all, it's very short. Second of all, the picture looks like a woman who's about to take a bite out of an ice cream. It's actually a woman singing into a microphone.
What?
So sing Advent songs during Advent, such as "O come, divine Messiah," "O come, Emmanuel," etc. Right, first of all, who's Emmanuel? You mean, there's so many
it was
biblical
Jesus'
names.
first name, wasn't it?
Emmanuel Jesus.
Emmanuel
Jesus.
Jesus
the thing
Christ.
Is, that's the thing. You have to remember so many names. There's God, there's Jesus, there's Joseph, and the other ones. And now there's Emmanuel. Who the fuck is Emmanuel? Isn't that the stuff on your teeth? What?
Fucking hell.
Protects your teeth, doesn't it?
It's good and it's clean.
It is. There's a lot of come in that as well, isn't there?
Mm.
O come, divine Messiah. Then, separate song, O come, Emmanuel.
Fucking hell. Everyone's coming on Christmas, aren't they?
Step 4. Read the Christmas story in the Bible. You could read it once on Christmas Eve by yourself or aloud to your family, once a week in December or every day in December. Do whatever makes it feel right for you.
We've already done that today, haven't we? We read the Christmas story in the Bible.
We did have the Christmas story of Jesus. Step 5. Go to church. Try to go to church on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. If you have the time and the ability, go both days. However, don't limit yourself to those days. Everyone's extra busy in Christmas.
In Christmas?
It says December. I don't know why I said Christmas. Everyone's extra... Do you know what? I'm happy you take this segment every week. This is difficult, Dan. Everyone's extra busy in December, but try to make room at least twice more than usual to go to church. If you have children or are a child or teen yourself, also see if your church is doing a Christmas pageant. Oh my God. I don't get the worship of God at churches. If he's everywhere, why do I have to go to church?
How do Christians have time to do anything around all of these rules?
I don't know. I love this one as well because the picture is a woman praying in front of a sign that says Christmas. However, you can only see the letters to Mass.
To Mass.
Step 6, pray.
Yes. Yes.
If you're feeling stressed about gift buying, or if the house will look perfect, or if the food will be done on time, just take a few minutes, breathe, pray, and go back to what you were doing with a clear head. You know, because you've just been on your knees talking to something that doesn't exist for a bit.
It's so... Why they got to take the fun out of everything, don't they? I thought Band-Aid was doing that.
Because Christmas isn't a Christian thing anyway. That's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Christmas was stolen by the Christians, from the pagans. But anyway.
Moving on.
Yes. Display a nativity scene. Set it up wherever you like. On the mantle is popular because it's a very prominent place.
Kitchen floor.
Just
kitchen
in
floor.
the oven. Yeah. You can set it up all at once, or you can add everyone but baby Jesus and only add him on Christmas Eve.
Do you know,
he doesn't get to be part of the rest of it.
I like to rest the nativity scene around the rim of the toilet. So when I look down and I can like aim the tip of my dick to lay in the little crib. So then it looks like my dick is Jesus Christ and everyone's praying to it.
It's just as non-existent. This is my favourite bit of step 7. Some people even put baby Jesus on the other side of the room and move him closer to the nativity every evening, like a countdown until he's in the manger on Christmas Eve.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like Jesus is like, oh, I'm on my way.
What if he's on the floor? You stand on him.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. How about danger outside the manger?
What if you don't tell your partner or who you're living with that's what you're doing and they think they're going mad because Jesus is in a different place every night?
It's perfect for if you've got an elderly relative.
You try to convince them they've got Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Right, step 8, assess your present giving. Are you buying 12 presents for each of your children, plus $100 of gifts for each aunt and uncle? Do you think this is showing the Christians' Christmas spirit? If not, try to tone it down. Let relatives know you won't be buying expensive gifts, or even any gifts if you choose this year. Yeah. Or you could suggest a drawing, and everyone only buys one other person one present.
I love that. I can imagine the conversation. Oh, I'm preoccupied this Christmas. I'm not getting you any gifts. Oh, what you preoccupied with? Well, each day I'm moving the baby Jesus towards his crib. In anticipation of the day.
There's so many things he's got to avoid, like
it's perilous in my house.
Navigating the table is difficult.
There's the river of lava that flows through the centre of the
amount of times
room.
I've had to scare the cat away from him.
Wait, leave Jesus alone.
For your children, perhaps include something religious in their gifts. Send a letter to Santa suggesting that he leave a Bible in each child's stockings. Imagine being a kid and waking up for Christmas. Merry Christmas. He's bought you a Bible.
Can you imagine? You're a kid and you go up to your mum and you're like, "Oh, what are you doing? Just writing a letter. Just writing a letter to Santa." You're like, "Oh, can I have a look?" And you look over her shoulder and she's like, "You're getting Bibles this year."
Step 9.
Put this next to the coal.
I'd prefer coal than a Bible. Talk to your family. If you have older children or teens and haven't celebrated a very Christian Christmas before, they aren't going to understand the change. They are. They're not idiots. Tell them and any other family members it may concern that you want to celebrate Christmas for Jesus. Explain why it's important to you in a calm fashion.
Should we get, we're not at the stage where this podcast should have merch, but should we get t-shirts that simply say Christmas for Jesus?
Christmas for protest.
Christmas for Jesus.
Step 10. At the dinner table, say grace before beginning to eat, in order to thank our Lord for this feast that you are about to eat, and to also thank him for the coming into the world to be our saviour.
And the person who cooked the meal's like, "Oh,
well, fuck you then." I didn't realise there was so much coming in Christianity.
Take all the credit.
There's so much cum. It's everywhere.
He's always coming.
Okay. Sing Christmas carols. See, I'm not Christian, and we do that.
We're just bangers, isn't it?
Yeah. Not just Christmas songs, such as Frosty the Snowman and All Jingle Bells.
One or the other, mate.
But actual carols, such as Silent Night, Joy to the World, What Child Is This, etc.
What child is this?
Oh, God. Last one. Step 13. Love thy neighbour.
Fuck off.
Christmas is a great time to demonstrate the Christian value of loving your neighbours. Be considerate of your neighbours during Christmas. Offer help if they need it, or be sociable with well wishes, a card, or even a gift.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of the steps not to buy gifts for people?
Yeah, but it don't count if you're just posting Bibles through the letterbox every day. Or just what you want to do, actually, is you want to start your nativity scene, but start with Jesus in the neighbour's back garden. And over the days, move it closer and closer to your own nativity scene. Just not going to do, what I've done is I've thrown Jesus into your back garden, so I need to come in and move him. So you do that every morning, just to make them know.
A really
that,
tedious tradition every Christmas.
Yes.
Imagine like if it's your 10th year doing it and you think, "Oh, I'm getting excited to throw Jesus in the back garden." And then you realise that you've got new neighbours and you've already thrown Jesus and you've got to explain to them what's going on. I've thrown a baby in your back garden, right? And I need to move it a bit closer to your house sporadically throughout the month.
I like the thought that they wouldn't say anything, they wouldn't protest, but after maybe the second year, you go out and they've built a dome over their garden. So baby Jesus
at Chernobyl.
So baby Jesus just bounces off. What a
dome made of cum.
That is my favourite Christian idea for Christmas, and I think I'm going to do that.
It's like yeeting Jesus into people's gardens.
It's brilliantly bizarre.
It is.
The whole religion's insane, but that is a happy byproduct. Fucking hell.
So we've learnt then, haven't we, to how to one way of celebrating Christmas differently than normal.
The Christian Christmas. Christmas for Jesus.
Christmas for Jesus.
Make Jesus come.
We're gonna
Christmas.
We're gonna learn how to celebrate Christmas in yet another different way than is usual. So this is my second and final WikiHow of the evening.
Who are you?
How to celebrate Christmas in India.
Oh.
Okay.
Off we go.
Christmas can be a unifying season for people. While there are a lot of crossover traditions worldwide, each country tends to celebrate Christmas a little bit differently. In India, Christmas is a gazetted holiday that is celebrated annually on December 25th by millions of people. Wow, the differences are amazing. People in India prepare for the holiday season by decorating their homes. Mental.
Oh.
Baking special delicacies.
Oh, how
Crazy.
the other half live.
And by attending festive events and services. Do you know what? It's like they're a completely different species. If you are looking to spend Christmas in India, you won't have to look hard to find a way to celebrate it.
Oh.
Part 1 of 3. Decorating for the holidays.
Oh.
You see, I think this first step is racist. Tell me. Celebrating Christmas.
Your Jesus into the neighbour's garden.
Yeet your slightly different coloured Jesus into the neighbour's garden. Okay. So I think this first step is, I don't know, it just sounds a bit
uncomfortable.
I don't know. See what you think. So celebrating Christmas in India. Step 1. Decorate a banana or mango tree for the occasion. Do you see what I mean? Why couldn't they have just said plant?
Yeah, but the thing is,
India, got to be a banana tree, innit?
Maybe that's just what they do in India, though. We wouldn't know.
Well, we do, because of WikiHow.
Yeah, well, so why are you moaning? It might be complete. That might just be the done thing.
You don't have to go and purchase a special tree to celebrate Christmas in India. People in India will decorate any tree or bush readily available to them. This is just like this often includes a banana or mango tree.
Just like
some families will also set up an imitation pine tree and decorate it with festive ornaments and cotton wool to imitate snow. But there won't be snow in India this Christmas time.
Right. Well, why? For me, it just feels like they're making out that everyone's just like absolutely, just at any given
Christmas
moment,
mad.
at the drop of the hat, are ready to decorate a bush or tree that's readily available.
I love that, readily available. They're so desperate to decorate something.
Or it's implying that they're not desperate to do it at all. They're just like, oh, this is available. I guess I'll decorate that then. You know, it's like they've almost been told they have to.
Okay, step 2, spot the theme. Hang banana and mango leaves around the house.
Like,
you can also decorate the inside of the home with banana and mango leaves called the toran. The leaves are visually festive and give off a pleasant fragrance. Torans are long banners that are traditionally made of marigolds and mango leaves and are then hung on doorways. If you are feeling crafty, get some mango tree leaves and string them together with marigolds to make a festive display like it is done in most other festivals.
Did they just not sell tinsel? Or like fairy lights or...
This is it. We're learning how to spend Christmas in India. This is how they do it.
Yeah, but is there not Christians in India?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
mate,
surely...
Hold on, Christmas tinsel and baubles isn't a Christian thing.
No, but my point
and
is...
lo, he did die for our sins, so you must put a fairy on top of a fir tree.
Didn't they just say imitation pine trees? Just like what I've got in my living room.
Yes.
So why didn't it start with...
Actually, that's an imitation fir tree.
Oh, whatever. Why didn't it just say, put up a tree like you normally would in any other part of the world.
Because
if you're celebrating Christmas.
Why are you so angry about how Indians celebrate Christmas?
Is that what they do, or do they just put up trees like we do?
Just let them get on with it, man.
All right, but I just don't know how accurate. We need contacts. We need to know the truth.
We need contacts. If you're Indian and are listening to this, please get in touch and tell us how you celebrate Christmas.
I'd love it if we branched out into India.
Step 3, display paper lanterns, small electric lamps, or burning oil lamps. The paper lanterns and lamps are often used for decoration inside and outside of the home. Even churches will put lamps on tables and windowsills to get into the holiday spirit. Many local stores will have the lamps and lanterns available in a variety of shapes and designs to choose from if you are looking to add some festive lighting to your holiday. Star-shaped or sphere-shaped lanterns with a festive print can also do the trick.
Basically,
lights. Fairy lights.
It's just the same as what we're doing.
It is, yeah. But you can't eat beef.
Right, okay, right. So I'm going to write an article, how to celebrate Christmas in Japan. Basically, you're just going to find the nearest tree to you. You're going to decorate it like you would a tree in the UK.
What kind of tree would they normally decorate? Can't be banana or mango, can it?
No, it'll be a fucking
rice tree.
Go to a local rice paddy.
Oh, mate.
What? That's what it's called, isn't it? Where they grow rice.
It just sounds racist, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll leave it in.
I'm so inept.
We'll leave it in and see if we get complaints. It's fine.
We're still learning. Still learning. Was this episode? Oh, I ain't put a number.
16.
Xmas special. Oh, 16.
I think, yeah. Set up a Christmas crib or nativity scene. In India, nativity scenes are often called Christmas cribs. It is tradition to set one up in the home, and sometimes it is even a friendly competition within the community to see who has the most elaborate display.
Hold on. And where are they putting Jesus? That's my question. This is the real test to see how different India is.
No, they don't use Jesus. They use the exact same thing, but instead of the exact same scene, but instead of Jesus, it's Vishnu.
I thought you was going to say a banana or mango tree.
It's a full banana. Some of these I'm going to skip because they're just
too real.
Yeah. This one is fantastic. First of all, I want you to look at the picture.
What the fuck?
Exactly. It's just a really weird Santa Claus. Step 5 of part 2, I think. Wait for Father Christmas to deliver presents on a horse and cart.
Oh, wow.
Santa Claus goes by many different names throughout India. The most common being Father Christmas.
Oh my. I've never heard that before.
I know.
That's...
Regardless of what name he is called, the tradition is the same. Father Christmas will deliver presents to the children on Christmas Eve, sitting upon a horse-pulled cart. You can make a donation too when Santa comes to your home.
No.
It's the same as like the scrap guy who comes down your road, doesn't he? Dead slowly shouting that he wants scrap metal and stuff.
I'll take your fridge.
I'll take your fridge away. This is a good one. Take a ride on the toy train between Calca and Shimla. If you are celebrating Christmas with young children, then taking this train into Shimla is a must. Shimla is a bustling tourist spot. During the holidays, it is known for its toy train that travels past snow-capped mountains, cabins, and British-era buildings and castles. I don't think they know what a toy train is.
They've gone straight to Wiki to find that out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I could fit in a toy train.
You don't reckon?
You could fit in a toy train?
What does it mean by toy train?
A train that is a toy.
Yeah, but...
A train to be played with.
Oh. Yeah, so why are they making
that's what I think a toy train is. I don't know what they think a toy train is.
No, but they said
but then again, it's different culture,
didn't they? I think it's just one specific train that they call the toy train.
I don't know.
Carries all the toys between them two places. And then
so it's a train for toys.
British era buildings and castles.
Yeah.
And all that's
to remind them of their bloody occupation.
It's where they keep the Christmas.
That's festive. Look at all these buildings that were put up by the people who subjugated and oppressed you for years.
But that...
Merry Christmas.
I'm not one to judge. That's Indian Christmas for you.
So, they're my 2 Wikihows. How do you think I did then?
I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed it, did you?
I liked being on the receiving end of your wiki.
Are you glad I spat on it first?
Yeah. Oh.
So listening then to how to celebrate Christmas as a Christian or an Indian, which do you think you're going to do this year? Are you going to be Christian or Indian? Because you can't be both.
Well, I think...
What are you going to identify as this Christmas?
I think I've accidentally done it the Indian way.
Yeah, I was going to say that does look like a banana tree. But maybe that's because you've hung so many bananas off it.
Well, then again, active Jesus, innit?
Active Jesus?
I don't know. He's on the move.
You're proper in love with that,
that as an idea. I don't know how
you just can't get your head around the fact that people out there... I mean, first of all, we don't know that actually happens. But you can't get your head around the fact that possibly there are people out there who are incrementally moving a sculpture of a baby Jesus closer to the nativity scene every night to mark that it's closer to Christmas. I've got one word for these people: calendar.
Yeah.
Get a calendar. At Christmas, they may make calendars with chocolate inside.
Do you know what I might do, though? I might make a calendar, like an advent calendar, and each time you open up a door, it's a picture of Jesus, and each door, he's ever so slightly closer to the manger.
Or you open door 1 and there's a little toy Jesus in. And then when you open door 2, you have to put him into door 2.
There's no chocolate. There's just an empty space for Jesus.
That's what my soul is. My soul is an empty space for Jesus. It's the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, one and all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope whether you're having a Christian Christmas or an Indian Christmas, that you have a very nice Christmas, whichever kind of Christmas it is.
And we can only pray that Jesus does make it back to the manger all right.
I know. Please don't forget to move him closer to the manger. If you're having a night out or you're spending the night away, please get a neighbour to come in and move him closer. Because don't forget, it's, without Christmas, it's not Christmas. We'll be back on the 10th of January.
Bye.
No one asked for it.
No one needed it.
But this was it.
It was
the DarcBall Cast. Christmas fuck off.